politics, they won't destroy themselves. One will feel destroyed just to get the power, while the real victims, the people, which is, you're the ones they use to validate whatever fight they think they are picking, right? So their victims, will just have to be inherited by the winner in the long run, Abi. But if Tinubu's political, this political sagacity, as they want to, I don't even think that's the right word. Like, they say, let's kind of like remember something. During their 2023 charade in their APC, it was very much obvious that within their supposed those who were holding the power then, it was concluded that Tifnubu must be cut off. But one thing that we later discovered is that while they were working to ensure that Tifnubu is kind of like decimated, cut to size, ensure that he never gets their ticket, right? Tifnubu had already built, more or less like he has already built a ring around them. He's already put all of them, politically, right? He's already put all of them inside one single fence. And it was just dealing with them, shoveling them. And it was too late. By the time they realized it was too late, they had to change Magu. At a point, they had to change Bawa. Most of these guys were linked to Tifnubu as well. Tifnubu gave over 1 billion. What am I saying? How much was their form then? Was it not 100 million? 33 people collected APC presidential form. 33. Tifnubu bought 30 of those forms. That's more than 3 billion naira. Do you get that? That's to give them to cause confusion. At a point, they didn't even know who are their aspirants anymore. Only for majority of those ones who showed up and said they bought form to step down for him. They didn't have any electoral, but it's just a psychological game in order to destabilize those who thought they were in control of the whole thing. It was in that place they realized that, damn, how did they do that? Because Tifnubu doesn't give money. Tifnubu don't just give money, right? He made pledges, he made promises. So to him, if you do what I ask you to do, your reward is going to be this. You can be that. You can, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. So I don't have to give you money. I'll just make you, you know what I mean? And because of that, a lot of them have already pledged their allegiance secretly. So if the same Tifnubu is probably constructing rings around the opposition, I am not going to downplay it. As much as I sometimes feel like we do give them too much credit for what they don't even deserve. But same, right? We can't ignore some of this, some of this key stuff. Tifnubu knows that they are coming for him. And of course, he believes that he has all the, sticks and all that, or should I say strings. He has control of all the strings. But in that process, it will be depending on people. The same way he depended on them to build a ring around Bokwari and his gang, to beat them in their own, whatever. Then, so building is expected to build a ring around this opposition to Nabi. So if people believe that some of these characters coming together, pretending to want to remove Tifnubu, right? If their midst can easily be like infiltrated, create a false flag, make it more. You see, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, and I have the right to be wrong, okay? I could be totally wrong. I know be here. Something still tells me that the main target is Obi, plus or minus. There are those who believe that Peter Obi would have to dine with the devil openly and force, or should I say, is that the right word? Yeah, and force his supporters, right, to swallow the bitter pill that they would have to dine with the devils who are partly responsible for the problems the same Peter Obi is coming to come and fix. So those who believe that if Peter Obi joins them, it is over for Tifnumbu. Why? That means Peter Obi has the real people's, support ordinarily. He didn't buy that. A privilege that these guys pays billions and billions just to pull, and billions more to maintain. He has that like handy. But that is not enough. It will also need these criminals who have to play their own criminal, sort of like expertise in ensuring that where these streets voters or credibilities is put to real use and at the same time protected. So it's going to be a give and take, right? Oh yeah, we will ensure that wherever a vote comes for you, it is fully protected, even where we have to even rig to balance the vote for you. We will do that and ensure that it is indeed validated. But it is not for nothing. It will be about, that's power D, right? It will be about this, you'll be this, you'll be that. And that was the act of, talking about the 1 term, 4 years, and all that talk, Abi. That's where that comes in. It's not going to be for nothing. But you see, my own theory of their plan was to lure Obi into it and his obedience, kill the light, and then say, oh, you know what? This is a democratic setting. Everybody's coming in neutral. Nobody is going to be, you know what I mean? So what will happen is that we have to do primaries. Atiku that is attending all these meetings, he's not going there to take pictures. He's not going there to smile at cameras. No. He himself is preparing himself, as usual, to be their candidate, in which, if indeed he wants it, he will likely have it. You know what I'm talking about. Because Obi won't empty his bank account now and say he wants to start, or maybe some of them would have to do it for him. Now, okay, so this is why we said Obi is their target. So if they cut him in and swallow him in there enough that it will just be Atiku versus Tifnumbu, an easy straight win for, a straight rig or so for Tifnumbu. Because sentiment of no matter how failed Tifnumbu is, no matter how horrible his regime is, the sentiment of you can't let a northerner take it again, blah, 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 will give Tifnumbu a very easy leeway to push his rigging, whatever it is. And that division alone is enough to make him rig himself in again while the opposition continue to blame themselves. So that sentiment will eventually work for him like it did for Bokwari in 2019. Remember, Bokwari was such a failure, right? That within a year or two, people already started regretting their change, remember? But by 2019, when they finally brought the ghost back, they said, oh, he wasted two and a half years of his health and all that. And more so, what happened to Yaradua is we will never let that happen again. Even if now Bokwari's dead body, it must continue a second time. Have you forgotten the sentiment? So Tifnumbu and his gang knows this. So if their plot is about power, like Obi said, swallow him in, he can't go on and say he wants to go and contest separately again because the coalition is lost in the coalition. It will become a desperate guy that will likely never push anything. Do you know what I mean? So this whole thing, there are theories that you can put on paper and be like, I'm going to go with this one. Kind of, I'll go with this one. Sort of. But they are all valid. They are not insinuations. They are based on happenings, the characters involved, events, the recent events, utterances, and so many other things that people have to say, oh, you know what? This could be the intention. Now, we all know that not only the APC is obsessed with Obi, even those who are not in APC, who are not supporting government, they are also obsessed with this guy. It's almost every now and then that they all have something to say about him. And that is why a lot of his own supporters believe that if he is to be drawn into their coalition, definitely he must be their flag bearer. That's their only condition. While that argument of not having representatives at different polling units. It was the reason why it got rigged out, that they are already working on getting people recruited to man every polling unit in Nigeria, 176,900 and something polling units of Nigeria, all over the country, that they will mobilize and raise, you know, but people are saying that will not be enough. A coalition of opposition will be enough to at least unsettle Tifnumbu. How true that is the only time that will tell. My line is open though, don't forget, it's still open though. Now, Werewike, the chief land grabber of Abuja, who struck recently when he grabbed the allocated, he grabbed 7,000 from the 11,000 hectares of land allocated to University of Abuja. And also, the same Werewike, who has been in the news for this same land grabbing and reallocation, where he has reallocated over 2,082 hectares of land, 40,000 plots of land, in which we believe is linked to his son as a front, and some other faceless guys as shareholders in Joak Farms. There's something about farms and estates that Werewike suddenly shown interest in. There's another one, Joad, the younger brother to Joaquin. I don't, what's his name? Joad, something Joe too. They don't open another business for that one. No. Joe Madabi, something farms and estates. That one self don't get allocation of over 1,000 hectares of land in Abuja. But when we raise the alarm, then with evidence of the CFO, let me put the CFO of Joak on the screen, so that for those of you who are watching, you understand that even if they want to spin it, sorry, give me a sec. Let me send it to the screen. So even if Werewike's enemies are the ones who just want to make you feel like Werewike is allocating lands for himself, right? And his family. And where are they going to see 2,000 acres of land in Abuja? And all other things that some of you have put up for them in their defense. I'll show you that it is not word of mouth, okay? It is not and he hasn't denied. He has not Joamane Queen. But yeah, Joamane Queen on Nisha anyway. But Joaquin, the word that is Joaquin. Give me a sec. I've got to send the image to my, to my computer, and then put it in the console. Okuna, give me a sec. So Werewike said that Tifku is responsible for the news that he allocated land, over 2,000 land for his pals, in a company that is registered with a name that is easily identified as that of his son. Now, it is not word of mouth. You see this document. This is, do you see this now? Now, this is the CFO that Werewike issued to these people called Joak Farms and Estate Limited. Do you see the amount of land? 2,082 for 99 years. He said it is for agricultural purposes. Agricultural purpose. Do you see it now? So it's not like somebody is making it up to make Werewike look bad, okay? There is actually a document from the Ministry of Land in Abuja. So Werewike said it is Atiku behind it. Here you get. So, but here is what Isaac had to say about that.
The way the current administration, the current management in Abuja here are cutting our land now. Fear go catch you. Now, hectares. I'm sure by the time they finish by 2027, na Abaji, na Nasarawa State or Niger State land go remain. The way they are cutting our land now. And they said Abuja land belongs to all of us. Many of us have applied 15 years ago. They haven't cut even 1,000 square meter give us. But the way people are getting land in Abuja now, even new companies are getting land in Abuja now. Fear go catch you. Now hectares. When people are moving out of town to Lugbe, to Nasarawa, but the lands where they now for selected fields. Now them just they enjoy the land. Hectares. The way we are going, before we reach 2027, there won't be no more land in this Abuja. I tell you. Well, God day. We they watch. Eh?
God day. You they watch. Keep watching. They took Gbagi people's land in Abuja. They turned it to government land. Politicians started gifting the land to their friends, their associates, their family members. And if you are an indigene of Abuja, you are indigene of Abuja without land. Can you imagine that? Abuja land belongs to all of us. Abuja. Let me show. Oh, where's that? I had this map, but it's practically on another. What do you call it? Let me see if I can get it up. Abuja that is owned by indigenous Gbagi people and so many other people within that space is said to be owned by Nigerians, and people from all over the place are cutting themselves hectares. And you believe that Nigeria is actually a real place. It can be. Now, here is a message put out by the NDLEA in Lafayette, Kwara State, where angry people burned down their office in the name of protesting the insecurity in the place.
We are here in Lafayette, that is area command of NDLA, where the miscreants and hoodlums came to attack yesterday on a matter that is not our business. And we have been able to see all the damages of the vehicles and also of the building, of the office. And we are sending a message out to these miscreants, to these hoodlums. We are sending out a message that they cannot stop us from doing our work. We cannot be intimidated to stop doing what we are doing, and none of them can stop us from achieving our aims. We are coming out for them. We are coming all out for them, and we will make sure that we bring all these perpetrators to book. We will make sure that we bring them down. We will continue to do our work in Lafayette, and these miscreants, they will never stop us from doing our work. We are sending out a message to them that we will not stop doing our work. We are appealing to the community to give us necessary cooperation, necessary assistance, to support us to fish out all these miscreants. We are also appealing to the Emir, who has always been supportive of all our activities. We are appealing to the Emir also and all the traditional rulers around to help us, to support us, to fish out all these miscreants, and also to rid this environment, the whole of this environment, of drug abuse and trafficking. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Officer Bukbola. I said yesterday it was the misplaced anger, except for those who probably felt threatened that they've got NDLA, in their area. The anger of showing those who are supposed to protect you is not really on them, But again, that's a woman who said that they will find the assailants. I hope they don't find them anyway. So let's put that aside. Garbage Shehu has been on what I think a media run, right? A media run to try to put Bokwari back in our subconsciousness, bring it back to our lives. I mean, the damages and the ruin, the destruction and all that Bukwari left is what Tifnumbu is building on. Even though, if not for this, this relic, Drogi Jagaban did, right? And what he's done already. The likes of Bukwari and gang should possibly be cooling off their ears right now.